What's going on, everybody? Frosty Finds here. I wanted to come on and make a long form video, which is something that's different than what I've been doing. I've been really focusing on shorts on YouTube, Instagram Reels, and TikTok videos. Real short form, just trying to get content out there. Again, that's just something that I have no experience in. I have never done anything like this before, and talking in front of a camera makes me extremely nervous. So I'm trying really hard to be entertaining and make content that I think that you guys will enjoy. And if you're here, I just appreciate you so much. And along this journey, I've discovered that there are some things that work and that don't work, especially when it comes to collecting Funkos. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you. I know there are a lot of other YouTubers that have come out with videos like this where, top 5 things that you should do when starting a Funko collection. And I just thought that was really awesome. And a guy that I watched earlier, and I cannot remember his name, I wish I could give him credit. But he was talking about how, he has his thoughts, but then if there was anybody else that had their thoughts, they could, piggyback on it. And I was like, maybe that would be a good idea. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of things that I think are extremely important when it comes to starting a collection. I am a very short-term collector at this point. I've only been collecting for about a year and seriously collecting for probably 6 or 7 months. So I have less than 70 Funko Pops. Some of them are behind me, and the other ones are on the shelf over there. And so really not that many so far. And it all comes down to this first thing. Well, actually the first 2 points that I have. Number one is make sure that you collect what you like. There are so many different avenues and things that you can get into when it comes to Funko Pops. There's music, there's cartoons, there's animation pops, there's movie pops, there's celebrity pops, there's Funko sodas, there's keychains, there's bitty pops and blind bags and all of these things. And it's really easy, if you're not careful, to be overwhelmed at first and feel like you have to have everything, especially when you watch content creators who have everything and they've got thousands of pops, and you're like, oh, I gotta catch up, I'm caught in this rat race, I need to have something substantial. But really, when it comes down to it, you're gonna end up with all of these things on your shelves and you don't even like them. So I would say the first and foremost is, man, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Even if it's from your favorite anime, don't buy it. Or your favorite musician, if the pop mold doesn't look that great, or the color's off, or it's just not something that you care about, don't purchase it. There are so many pops, especially when it comes to Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, that I'm not going to buy. I think a lot of the characters, and I love Jujutsu Kaisen so much, it's one of my favorite anime, but all of the pop characters, they all wear the same costume because they all go to the same school. It's just a different hair mold. So if I don't like the character, I'm not purchasing the pop just to say I have the full set. I'm just not going to do it. And it's similarly with Bleach. I mean, everybody's got the same uniform on, you know what I mean? So it's not really important to me unless I actually like the character. And especially when there's, Naruto, for example, there's so many different variations of Naruto alone, and even Sasuke. Like, there's so many different pops. So I would just recommend that when it comes to buying the things that you like, just make sure that you don't, 1, overdo it, because you're going to run out of space. We'll talk about that in a second. And then 2, like, you may not even like them. Like, there's no point in purchasing a pop just to say that you have, 100 pops or 200 pops. If you don't like them, there's no point in having them, because you're going to look back and you're going to regret it. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is budget what you want to spend. If you're not careful, these things will get away from you, because it starts off with, they're $15, or you find them on sale and they're $12, and you're like, it's just $12, it's just $15, and then it ends up being, 1 pop, and then 3 weeks later you're on pop number 50, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have spent so much money. And it just gets out of control, and it gets away from you. So I highly recommend you budget for your pops. And the best way to do that is just set aside some money every month, designated for how much you want to spend on pops that month. So that'll also help you keep in check with how many that you have, but also it won't break the bank, because you will spend every single dollar you have on these things if you're not careful. Because it starts off with the $15 ones, and then you're like, dude, these chases and these grails are so nice and I want them. And then you look at the price tags and they're, $150 to several $1,000s for a chase, and if you're not careful, that money's all gone. So set a budget, dude. And what that does is it sets you up for success, because it also gives you freedom, because then you don't have to feel bad about purchasing them. So if you set aside, I don't know, whatever your budget is and your parameters, X amount of money every month for it, and you see pops within that budget, then you don't have to feel guilty about purchasing them. And if you don't buy any that month because you don't find any that you like, roll that money over into the next month and do it over and over again. And then maybe you'll have enough money saved up in 6 months to buy a grail that you want. You know what I mean? So just budget, spend wisely, don't overdo it too quickly, because you're going to end up with no money, and you're going to be like, dude, that electricity bill is due and I can't pay it. So, and that leads into the third point for me would be, don't purchase too many too quick. And I kind of fell into this category because I'm really into My Hero Academia. And so my girlfriend and I would go into a local store here in town, and we would just go look for My Hero Pops, and we'd get one or two here and there. And then we went in one weekend, and I kid you not, they had like all of the commons that I was looking for, and I cleaned their shelves. And then I got back home and I was like, I have nowhere to put these. There's no shelf space for these. So we literally had to buy a new bookshelf. I had to get rid of some books that I don't read anymore just to fit them on the shelf. And then it just kept growing and growing. And so if you go too fast, you're not gonna have enough room, because these little things, they're little things, you know what I mean? They're only 4 inches or 6 inches. But when you start having, 60 to 100 of them, you've got so much extra, like 6,000 inches of Funko Pops. You're like, where am I gonna put? We're gonna put all these. So pace yourself, man. They're not going anywhere. Make sure you have adequate space for them. These floating shelves I got on Amazon, I think they were $20 for 10 of them, and each one holds 4 out of box and 3 in box Funkos at 4-inch size. So they're pretty great. They float, they look cool, they're acrylic and see-through, so you get to see all the detail. I really enjoy them. I guess the next point that I would make is, don't care what other people think about what you like. A lot of people will not buy these, even if they think they're cool, just because other people don't think they are. And there's a giant section of the collectible world that thinks that Funko Pops are stupid, and they have soulless eyes, and they're ugly, and they take up space, and they're just, paperweights and desk clutter. But if you enjoy them, have fun with it, man. Don't let anybody tell you or dictate what you can and what you can't like, and what you spend your hard-earned money on. If you enjoy them, buy them. There's nothing wrong with it. Doesn't matter how old you are. I literally just started collecting these, and I am 30, and I was extremely embarrassed to start, doing YouTube and Facebook, or not Facebook. Wow, that makes me seem really old because I just said I'm 30. YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, sharing my love for these things. And my girlfriend told me, she was like, Jared, you have to stop thinking about what other people care. You have to stop caring about what other people think, because at the end of the day, you like it, and I think it's cool, and you think it's cool. So if you love it, just do it. So if you love it, just buy them. You know what I mean? Obviously, with what we just said, be careful about your spending. Make sure you have adequate space for them, and don't buy the ones that you don't like, and then you're gonna be golden, dude. Like, they're so cool, and it doesn't matter what the naysayers and the haters have to say, and all the people who are saying Funko's going down. It's the Beanie Baby trend all over again. You just have to tune out all the noise, man. If you like it, buy them, collect them, show them off. There's nothing wrong with it. It's your life. Enjoy doing what you enjoy doing. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. I think that's just gonna be it for this. Again, I don't do long form videos very often. I'm trying to be better at it. This is completely new to me. Like I said, I'm trying my hardest, and I hope that this is some useful information for you and content that you actually enjoy. And if you do, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe, like, or share this video. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, and just come by, say hi, in the comment section. Let me know what you're up to, what you're collecting. and the pops that get you excited. We have a couple of, well, one really, really cool big one that's coming soon, and I'm nervous to share it with everybody because I love it so much. I have it sitting on the shelf over there, and I'm very proud of it, and so I'm really excited to show that to everybody. So we'll do some teasers and stuff leading up to that. But again, all of that to say, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. If this is something that you enjoy, keep coming back. We're gonna have some awesome stuff planned in the future. And if you are here and you want to, and you've made it this far in the video, on Instagram, we're gonna be giving away this 6-inch Maharaga Pop, absolutely free, at 100 followers on Instagram, just as a way for me to say thank you, and say that I appreciate you. And I just really believe that giving back is extremely important. And so if that's something that you're interested in, just follow us. We're going to send it out to somebody. I'm so excited about this. Like, it's so silly, but love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. If you've been here for a while, thank you so much. And tune in for the next one. As always, I'm Frosty Finds.